Welcome to the class, students. This is the second part of binomial theorem. Today we are going to start with this one. See, the coefficient of x to the power of 5 in this one he has given. Right. So to solve this one, do one thing here. Coefficient of, what we have to take here? Coefficient of x to the power of 5. Better you take down 1 plus x whole to the power of 21 common. You have here like this, 1 plus x. So plus 1 plus x whole square like this, and 1 plus x whole to the power of 9 you have. Here I want to apply, see here I want to apply GP series, coefficient of x to the power of 5, 1 plus x to the power of 21 is there. By using the GP series formula, this is a plus ar square up to n terms are there. N terms is there means you can write here a r to the power of n minus 1 by r minus 1. Using that formula, here r means 1 plus x, a means 1 whole to the power of n plus 1, because 9 is there. 9 means what here? Totally 10 terms are there. See this one, 9 means 10 terms. 9 plus 1 we have to write actually. It can be written as like this, 1 plus x minus 1. Now in this one, coefficient of x to the power of 5, 1 plus x whole to the power of 21 and 1 plus x whole to the power of 10 minus 1 divided by x you have. The next one I said it to you that this you have to find the coefficient here exactly, coefficient of x to the power of 6. You raise the power 1 because here x is in, you raise the power whatever we have here in the denominator. So like this, this is in 1 plus x whole to the power of 21 and 1 plus x whole to the power of 10 minus 1. So finally you see here we'll get like this, coefficient of x to the power of x in 1 plus x whole to the power of 31 and 1 plus x whole to the power of 21. You know very well that x to the power of 6 when you will get here 7th term. Okay, 31c6, right? Another one is here 21c6. This is the answer. See, I have taken one more example here. The coefficient of x to the power of 9, in this one we have to find what exactly it is. What exactly it is means coefficient of x to the power of 9 in, you see this, x minus 1. We understood that x minus 1. First carefully observe what he has given here. So now it can be written as 2 square and it can be written as 3 square. That means the last one is x minus 10 square. How many terms are there? Totally 10 terms are there. 1, 2, 3, like that 10 terms. Now do one thing. The moment here, see here coefficient of x to the power of 9 is, you see how I am multiplying, you see here. Take x, right, you multiply all x's of first chord. Okay, first terms of each bracket, you will get what? X to the power of 9. That multiplied to the last bracket constant. I'll repeat, you take x here, x, 3 x's. Like that last one, if you want I can write here 9 square and the next one is x minus 10 square I can write. So till here you take first terms, x to the power of 9 it is. That multiplied to constant, right? You will get what? Minus 10 square. Now you write this that side, that means what? Here x minus 1 etc, x minus 10 square, and here x minus 9 square you write. Now again 9 are there, multiplied to the constant like this, minus 9 square. So minus 8 square. Like this it will go on, minus 1 till minus 1, minus 2 square and minus 1 it will go. So now you can find, that is what our coefficient, that is here minus if you take common, 1, 2 square, 3 square, so on, 9 square and 10 square. We have the formula, n into, n means what? 10, 10 into 10 plus 1, 10 plus 1, 2 into 10 plus 1 divided by 6. What is the formula? 1 square, 2 square, so on plus n square means n into n plus 1, 2n plus 1 divided by 6. This is the formula I used over here. Now while simplifying we'll get the result here. Minus 10, you see here 11 and it is 21 is there, and 6 you can get it off, 2s are 7s are 2, 5s are. Now you see here 55 into or 77 into 5 is there, right? 77 into 5, if you multiply you will get the result. Now you see here we are going to discuss about middle term. Now how many types of problems we have here, all those things I would like to discuss. For each step one problem I would like to do. You see here in the middle term, generally he may ask you like this. In straight away they may ask, otherwise little twist is there in this one. What you can write? 1 minus 3x plus 3x square minus x cube can be written as 1 minus x whole cube, and whole to the power of 2n is there. So you can write 1 minus x whole to the power of 6n, sir. 6n means what is the middle term? You know very well that if it is even, 6n is what? Even. 6n is even means you can write here t 6n by 2 plus 1th term is a middle term. That means t 3n plus 1. What do you have to write? 6n. 6n c 3n. 1 to the power of 6n minus 3n, and here minus x to the power of 6n you can write. Right, sorry, 3n you have to write. So finally you will get 6n c 3n, and x to the power of 3n you are getting with minus. This is your answer. Like this we are going to get. See, on middle term in IEEE he asked this type of question. What he said here? The coefficient of middle term in this one and this one are what? Same. The coefficients are equal. What is the value of alpha, he asked, in the middle term. Middle term relatedly. Right, now what happened here? You see 1 plus alpha x whole to the power of 4 is there. 1 plus alpha x whole to the power of 4. That means even. Even means t 4 by 2 plus 1. You know very well that what we can write? 4c2, right? Alpha x whole square we are going to write. This is one. Another one is what? 1 minus alpha x whole to the power of 6 is there. T 6 by 2 plus 1. Here also what we'll get? 6c3 and minus alpha x whole cube we are getting. What he said here, the coefficients are same, he said. So we should not take the variables, the coefficient. You see here coefficients of the middle terms, he said same. That means here 4c2 alpha square, whereas here 6c3 minus alpha cube you have to take. Now 4c2, 4 into 3 by 1 into 2 alpha square. This is 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 1, 2, 3, and here alpha cube with minus. So this and this gone. This you can cut it off too, right? Whatever we have here, we'll write here alpha. We can write minus alpha is there. The left out one here, 2 1s are, 2 2s are, you can cut it off. Here 3 is there and here 10. So alpha is equal to minus 3 by 10 you are getting. Alpha is equal to minus 3 by 10. See this type of question there. See, he is asking here, if rth term is a middle term, then r plus third term. First of all, we have to identify what is a middle term there. So to get the middle term, because even by 2. By 2 I am doing plus 1. What is the middle term here? 10 t11. If t11 is a rth term, this is what rth term, then r plus, he said that r plus 3 the term he is asking. R plus 3 means what you have to write? Tr plus 3 is nothing but Tr plus 2 plus 1 you can write. R is what? 11. So what you have to write here? You see this. R is 11 here. In this case plus 3 we are adding. Here we are getting here like this. 11, 13 plus 1. Right? This is 1. That means here 20c 13 x square whole to the power of 20 minus 13 minus 1 by 2x whole to the power of 13. If you want you can simplify, otherwise you can leave that one. He is not asking the coefficient, depends on the option you have to mark. Some changes, you see here ratio of middle terms. Here odd are there. Odd is there means what you have to write? Here these are the middle term, n plus 1 by 2th term. Another one is n plus 3 by 2th term. These are the middle terms. Because n is what? 15. 15 plus 1, 16 by 2th term. 16 by 2th term means what? 8th term. Right, 8th term means t, 7 plus 1, you can write 15c7, px cube whole to the power of 15 minus 7, q by x square whole to the power of 7. Yeah, you can write for one step 15c7 and px cube whole to the power of, this is 8 and q to the power of 7 by x to the power of 14 you are getting here now. 15c7, p to the power of 8, 8 to the power of 24, q to the power of 7 by x to the power of 14 is there. You can cut it off, x to the power of 10 is left out. Right, this is one. The other one is this one. If you write here 15 plus 3 by 2, what you will get here? 8th term, and means 9th term you are getting here. T 8 plus 1. What is that? 15c8. Right, px cube whole to the power of 15 minus 8 and q by c here. Q by x square whole to the power of 8 we are writing. Now 15c8, no problem. Here we can write p to the power of 7, x to the power of 21, because 7 we are getting now. That's why q to the power of 8 divided by x to the power of 8, x to the power of 16. So if you cut it off, you have here 16 means x to the power of 5 is left out. right? That is 15C8 p to the power of 7 x to the power of 5 q to the power of 8. He said that ratio of this one T8 by T9 directly is asking T8 by T9. That is what? See 15C or else you can write like this also. The ratio of the middle terms he said. No problem. You can write like this, or if you write here T9 by T8 also you can write. T9 means like this, p to the power of 7 x to the power of 5 q to the power of 8 divided by 15C7 p to the power of 8 and q to the power of 7 x to the power of 10 is there. X to the power of 5, if we cut it off, x to the power of 5 we have. You see here, this gone, q here, this gone, p here, right? You can have the formula here, 15 minus 8 plus 1 divided by 8 by using the formula. What is the left out one here? Q, and here it is p x to the power of 5, right? 15 and 16, 8 gone here. So finally q is to p x to the power of 5. You have the answer. See here student, now we are going to discuss about numerically greatest term. Here also two types of questions are there. What is the numerically greatest term of this? Please remember the formula. I would like to repeat, 1 plus x whole to the power of n. In this expansion you can write here n plus 1. Okay, n plus 1 mod x divided by mod x plus 1. If you say that this is p, for given value, see here, for given x, if you substitute here, you got it two cases. For given x, you got it two cases. P is what? Integer, and P is non-integer. Non-integer. P is integer or P is non-integer. Suppose if you got P is integer means TP and TP plus 1 are numerically greatest term. If non-integer, P is non-integer, only TP plus 1 is a term which is numerically greatest integer. So the getting this form into given one is converting into this form is very, very important. So here one example is there. You see here how to write. You see this now. What I am doing here, 2x minus 3y whole to the power of 12 is there. First of all, I want to convert into given form. First of all, I will convert into given form. This can be written as 1 minus 3y divided by 2x whole to the power of 12, sir. In this one I want to find, not this totally. Whatever the coefficient will get, now for that we would like to multiply this one for the given value. For the given value we can multiply. Now what here? P I am going to find. You see here, 12 plus 1, find mod minus 3y by 2x divided by here mod minus 3y by 2x plus 1 I am writing. Just I want to substitute the given value, 13 minus 3 by 2, mod is there, you can leave it, y 5 by 2, x 1, no need to worry about this one. You see here 3 by 2, 5 by 2, 1 we have here, plus 1. Sorry, this is not, here we have to write plus 1. Now what we have here, 13. You see this one, here 15 by 4 we got it, and now here in the denominator also 15 by 4 plus 1. Sir, you see 13 into 15 divided by 19, we got it here like this, and we have to simplify. See here, we got it like this. This is nothing but 195 by 19, something 10.2 something will get. That means what is the numerically greatest term here? 11th term. He is asking only numerically greatest term, 9, 10, etc. he has given here. 9, 10, 11, 12 he has given. Therefore, our answer is what? 11th term is the numerically greatest term. If he has an option like that, we have to do in this way. See, I would like to take one more example here. The numerically greatest term of this one he said. So, what I said it to you that the first thing is 3x to the power of 11, you take common, write in the form of 1 plus x. 3x whole to the power of 11, you got it. Now you see here p I am taking. What is that? 11 plus 1 and mod 2y by 3x. No need to write. Yes, write one step. Nothing will happen here like this, and you substitute now. 12. Here 2. Y is what? 3 by 4. And 3. X is what? 2 by 3. No problem, sir. We'll write here 2 into 3 by 4 and 3 into 2 by 3 plus 1 is there. Yeah, 3 gone. 2 is there. You can cut it off. We have here 12 into 3 by 2, 3 by 4, and in the same way this is also gone. 3 by 4 we are getting in this one plus 1. Now finally here 36 by this is what 7, 36 by 7, 7 5s 35, 5 point something is there, 5 point something we are getting here, 5.1 etc. So 5.1 means t 5 plus 1 means t 6th term. T6 is a numerically greatest term. NGT is numerical letter T6. T6 means T5 plus 1 you can write, that is 11C5. So the writing the answer, while writing the answer please remember that 3 and you have to substitute the value also. 2 by 3 whole to the power of 11 is as usual. In this one you write, what is that, 11C5, 1 to the power of 11 minus 5 and 2y, y is nothing but 3 by 4, x is nothing 3, x is nothing but 2 by 3, right, 2 by 3 whole to the power of 5. You simplify and you will get the result for this. So one more area I would like to discuss, integral part of this one is asking. So how to handle this type of problems? You see here 7 plus 4 root 3 means definitely it is what, whole to the power of n, you will get I plus something f. What that f is lies between 0 and 1. Confirm it is, no doubt, because 7 is there. If it is integer to the power of natural number means integer only will get, but here irrational numbers are there, definitely will get what, integer plus some f. Now you see what I suggested you, take 4 inside, this is what, 48, 16 3s are 48. Now you write down here nearest integers after evaluating, before evaluating this. So what is that next before this one, 49 means 7, 40 here, next one 36 means 6 is there. Now what we have to do is here minus 6, okay, minus root 48 and minus 7 here, like this we did it. Now the question is what we have to do, add 7 minus 6, 7 minus root 48, here 7 minus 7, we got it 0 less than 7 minus root 48 less than 1. You can raise the power whatever you want, you can raise the power whatever you want here, you will get here same as it is. That means 7 minus root 48 whole to the power of n become what, small f, that f also lies between 0 and 1 you can say. Now we have to find what is the integral part of this one, no problem, we'll go for addition. What is that? You see here I am adding like this, I plus f plus capital F, that means 7 plus 4 root 3 whole to the power of n and 7 minus 4 root 3 whole to the power of n is there. Now while adding this 2 times, each time is repeated, nc0 7 to the power of n, nc2, right, 7 to the power of n minus 2 and 4 root 3 whole to the power of 2, like this we have. Okay, it depends on the n, we will get the value. What we can say that it is integer, because square is there, is going to be avoided. So 2 into integer, see this, 2 into integer we are getting, 2 into integer means even integer, we got it even integer. But you see here f small f and capital F both are lies between 0 and f. While adding here f plus capital F is what, 2, the only one integer which lies between this one is this. Integer plus fractional part cannot be even integer plus integer, that means it should be integer. So I plus 1 it is. So I is equal to even integer minus 1 means I means integral part. What is that? Odd integer. Odd integer. You are getting what? What is the answer here? Odd integer. In this way we are supposed to. So here he has given the integral part of this one he has given. No problem sir. Root 2 plus 1 whole to the power of 6 means I can write I plus small f. But root 2 can be written as 1 and 2. So if you multiply minus 1 minus root 2 less than, here it is minus 2. So same story what I am doing here, you see here. Now it can be written as 1 adding 1 minus 1 less than 1 minus root 2 less than here 1 minus root 2 less than, here if I subtract, addition means we are not getting. Addition means we are getting here it is what, something minus 1. Well, adding 1, 0 less than 1 minus root 2 less than minus 1, or else I can write 0 less than root 2 minus 1 less than 1 you can say. So root 2 minus 1 is a correct one. So better it is subtracting instead of directly multiplying, okay. Otherwise directly you can subtract minus 1, it is good. Rather than writing this many steps, simply you can say that here if you subtract 1 minus 1 less than root 2 minus 1 less than 2 minus 1, also you can say root 2 minus 1 less than, this is 1. So root 2 minus 1 whole to the power of n is also lies between 0 and 1. So root 2 minus 1 whole to the power of n you can take capital F, where capital F lies between 0 and 1. What I am doing here, you see I plus f plus capital F. So 2 into, right. So you will get root 2 plus 1 whole to the power of 6 and root 2 minus whole to the power of 6 here, not n, 6 I will take here, because we want up to 6 only will take. Now what is going to be happen here? 2 into, see, 6c naught root 2 to the power of 6c. Here 6c 2 root 2 to the power of 4. 6c 3 root 2 to the power of 4 2. 64, actually 64, and the next one is 66. Right, 66 means nothing is there, we don't need to write anything. Now you see here 2 into, what is this Nana? See here 2 to the power of 6 means 8 you are getting. Yeah, 62 means 6 into 5 divided by 1 into 2, and here it is 4, and 62 means here 6 into 5 divided by 1 into 2, because 64 is nothing but 64, 6 minus 4, so 62 you can write. So it is 2 plus 66 means 1 you are getting here. Now 2 into 9 plus, you see this, 2 gone, 32 is 60, and here you can cut it to 30, and it is 1. What we have here? 2 into 90, right, this is what, 8 is there, no? Sorry, 8 is there, 8 plus 1 9, 99 we have, so 198 we got it. That is not correct. Why? Small f and capital F lies between, both are what, lies between 1, so that f plus f become what, compulsory 1 integers. So you can write here I plus 1, but we want integral part only. So 198 minus 1 means 197 we will get. So integral part is what, 197 of this question.